Let's start. So what is this NEP 2020? The policy is a comprehensive framework for elementary education to higher education as well as vocational training. There is a lot of stress on vocational training. NEP 2020 says that from 6th class onwards, every student should be trained in one of the vocations. That means when he passes 6th class, he should have something to show that he has learned this by doing hand-on practice. Policy aims to transform India's education system by 2040. The policy was approved by Government of India on 29th July 2020. Because it is a transformative policy which needs many systematic changes in the system. So they have given 20 years for full implementation. You will be surprised to know that the last time we got the education policy was 1986. That was called National Policy on Education. And we at NITER were involved in this policy making at that time. So it is after 34 years that we are getting a new policy. System is very dynamic. Education needs to change as per the dynamism of the overall system. So just see, the system has changed, it has been overhauled, but the new policy has come after 34 years and we will take 20 years to implement it. So we should be faster in implementing and adapting the provisions of the new education policy. If you have gone through this new education policy document, it is 64 pages document. So they have bundled, it is like Gagar Mein Sagar, they have bundled so many things into this policy, which we need to decode. We as teachers, we as educationists, we need to decode and implement. We have to make the implement plan, because the policy says that by 2030 we will have so many universities. The concept of affiliating institutions will stop. But who has to do it? We have to do it. The policy makers have to do it, and we have to implement it. Some of you may be policy makers also. If not today, maybe tomorrow. Now, why did we need this new education policy or National Education Policy 2020? The present higher education system, India currently has various standalone and domain-specific institutions and universities. Like there are technical universities, there are pharmacy colleges, there are medical universities, there are nursing colleges, there are architecture colleges. Nothing wrong in having specific colleges. But the only thing is, it doesn't give a chance to the students to take interdisciplinary subjects, multidisciplinary subjects. If somebody from mechanical engineering wants to take one subject from architecture, he's not allowed actually in the system, in the old system, but he cannot take also, if the institution allows, he cannot take it because it is not available in that institution. We have standalone institutions. They say this is engineering college, or this is engineering university. This is a pharmacy college. This is a medical university. And if somebody wants to take, let's say, there's a lot of interdisciplinary research and work going on. So if somebody from engineering background, engineering student, wants to take a subject on, let's say, human psychology, with this AI coming in, all these are required. Now, this cannot be offered to engineering college because this subject is not there. We are not offering non-science courses in the university. So that is a limitation. Even in multidisciplinary HEIs, where there are universities, they have all the disciplines. Even in multidisciplinary HEIs, the disciplinary boundaries are so rigid that the opportunity to learn and explore different disciplines are non-existent. Subjects are there, departments are there in the universities, but there is no provision to offer those students or those courses to the students. Our students do not have any possibility of learning those students because it is not allowed as a part of the course. Of course, the students can do additional courses, that is a different thing. But once if they do that a particular course, let's say somebody wants to do music, he does music on his own. It is not a counted as a subject in, let's say, engineering or sciences. There are rigid boundaries. We had examples in university where I was member board of governors or board of research board, as well as I was dean engineering at Punjab University. There, even the PhD in interdisciplinary subjects were not allowed. If somebody wants to do interdisciplinary PhD, he was not allowed, and he had nowhere to go actually. He either had to go to a particular discipline, that is all, or he has to drop the idea of doing PhD. But now this new system says it in fact promotes interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary studies. Now, what NEP says that a multidisciplinary institution should not only have different departments, but also flexible curricular structure. So it is the curriculum which has to play a part, which has to allow the offering of different subjects or freedom to the students to take different subjects, something like open electives, to enable creative combination of disciplines for study, so that there's a real multidisciplinary research, there is real multidisciplinary studies, and students, somebody from, let's say, sciences wants to do engineering mathematics somewhere, or somebody wants to do optimization subject which is taught in engineering, he or she should be allowed to take, or and vice versa. Somebody from engineering, they should be able to take something on, let's say, chemistry. A mechanical engineering student wants to take chemistry in addition to what chemistry we are teaching in the first year. He or she should be allowed so that he can do research in his area of interest. NEP 2029 says to phase out standalone, fragmented, and domain-specific HEIs. As I said, the standalone institutions, universities, like medical university, like technical universities we have, NEP said they will have to convert into multidisciplinary institutions. You must be knowing that IIT started, they were allowed to start medical colleges. That was because a lot of engineering is required in medical, in automation, in understanding the things. As per NEP 2020, this single discipline institutions will have to convert into multidisciplinary institutions. They may create HEI cluster, that means you can club 3-4 colleges and make it a multidisciplinary HEIs. Multidisciplinary institutions should not be only different. It is not that they will have different departments, that is all. No. The curriculum will be such that the students from one department, from one specialization, can take some subjects from the multidisciplinary areas. I did mechanical engineering, probably I wanted to study more of physics. I should have been allowed to take subject in physics in lieu of some other subjects. But it doesn't say that you will not do your core engineering or core specialization. I have to complete minimum courses. Let's say 60 to 70% of the courses I have to do from my own domain. But at the same time, I am allowed to take, let's say, I am doing mechanical engineering. So I will be allowed to take, let's say, courses from computer science, computer engineering. I want to study AI. I want to study machine learning. I will be allowed to do that. The curriculum structure has to be there. The role of curriculum developers is becoming very, very important because they need to make the curriculum very flexible. At the same time, keeping the essence of the degree which they are getting. Somebody wants to go do computer science, It is not that he will do two, three subjects of computer science and rest of the subjects will be from other departments. Somebody is doing from sports, somebody is doing from arts. He or she will not get a degree in engineering. As I said, the degree will be required to get a degree in a discipline. He or she will be required to get 50 to 60% subjects from the domain. As was I think was Softo was telling yesterday, you have to reduce the curriculum and add more specialization, more options. Innovative programs of multi and interdisciplinary nature to help widen learners' thinking and learning capability and train them to address emerging challenges. You have to think of new programs. Curriculum developers, administrators, educationists have to think of creating new programs. One program I can tell you is, which was not there earlier, it came as mechatronics, mixture of mechanical, electronics and computers. So innovative programs which will have multiple and interdisciplinary nature have to be created, have to be offered so that the students will be able to think and it will increase their learning capability and train them to address emerging challenges. Because challenges are also varying now. Nobody was thinking of remote control cars. Nobody was thinking of electrical vehicles. Now we want manpower which can contribute in multiple disciplines. Somebody asked me what is the difference between multiple disciplines and interdisciplinary studies. There is a difference. Multiple disciplines means there are teams from different disciplines, but they work in their own expert area only. Let's say you are wanting to work on electronic vehicles. There are people from chemistry who are working on batteries. There are people from mechanical who are working on the structure of the vehicle. There are people who are working on uh, controlling the vehicle, maybe from instrumentation and control or computer. There are people who are doing the programming for controlling the vehicle. They are all working into their own areas, but the goal is same. Goal is to make a perfect electronic vehicle, electrical vehicle. So it is multidisciplinary, where multidisciplinary teams work independently. Their expertise doesn't merge into each other. They, of course, are working for a common cause. Whereas in interdisciplinary, there are people who are working from different disciplines, but slowly and slowly that those disciplines merge together to create a new discipline. Mechatronics is an example of interdisciplinary nature of study, where mechanical, electronics, electrical people or computer people, they started working together, but they came out with a new branch that is called mechatronics. An approach to help students to follow their passion is therefore a key recommendation towards innovative and flexible education. They just see that this is their passion, the students' passion. The approach has to be help the students to follow their passion. That means individuals' interest has to be taken care. What individuals want, that has to be taken care. That is the key recommendation of NEP to promote innovation and flexible education. You see, NEP says that each individual is a different. So we have to see how to take care of his interests so that he dwells into a person who can contribute in his area of choice. So NEP offers choice, chance, and change that will bring what to learn. It is left to the student. He can decide what to learn. How to learn, we will discuss all this. How he wants to learn. Is it online? It is offline? It is through classroom? It is through practice only? Where to learn? He can decide the institution. He can decide the mode. He can decide the institution and when to learn. When to learn means flexible learning hours are there and which place to learn. Let us see. All these we will discuss one by one. What to learn? No boundaries with flexible structure for diversified for fine learning. You see what is happening in the current system, which is still happening. We start deciding which students will do arts, which students will do science, which will go to non-medical, which will go to medical stream, or who will go to BCom in the ninth standard itself. So once the person has taken decision, right or wrong, in 8th or ninth class, he has to continue throughout in the same stream. Whereas what this new education policy 2020 says that once you have taken a decision, you can always shift to another discipline. What is required is you will be given a chance. There will be infrastructure and the process to facilitate your shifting to another discipline from a particular discipline. Let's say somebody has started doing BCom, bachelor's in commerce. Suddenly he wants that I want to do engineering. He or she will be allowed to do that through a mechanism which will have to be developed by you, me, and all educationists through curriculum, flexible curriculum structure. We will decide. The system will be there, which will be documented, it will be known to me, you, and the students who want to shift from their present system to the new discipline. What type of subjects he will have to do to be eligible to shift to a new discipline. That is, somebody has done BCom, is doing commerce. He or she has done first year of the commerce. Now the person decides to go to the technical side. Let's say he or she wants to do engineering. There will be a system which will decide what courses the person has already done for which he or she will get exemption in the new discipline. Maybe basic mathematics is already done by the student. Maybe English part is already done. Maybe other subjects like environmental science and all, they're already done by the student. So they will be exempted from that. And there will be, maybe there are some bridge courses for them which they have to do to be at par with the students who have done the courses in the engineering programs. And just see the title, no boundaries with flexible structure for diversified learning. Learning is diversified. At the same time, there are strings, there are like conditions apply that you have to do minimum 65% of the courses from your core branch where you are going to get degree. But there is no there is no ban on shifting of disciplines. So curricular, extracurricular or co-curricular activities will also be given credits. These are not additional activities. These activities also will be given credits for which you have to frame the guidelines. Arts, humanities, sciences, vocational or academic streams. Whatever stream are available, the student is free to choose. And at the same time, once he or she has chosen a stream, he can shift also. Then, you see, it was what to learn. You have the choice. You have vocational system, you have other academic streams, you have arts, humanities, sciences, engineering, whatever you want to do. You have the choice. And you have a bucket of subjects from which you can choose what subjects you want. And at the same time, there is something called National Credit Framework, which allows you to map the courses from different streams so that one can shift from one stream to other stream. Choice-based credit system. We have been trying from long back at Nitter. We have been working on this. Uh, Minimum number of credits to be completed by the system, by the student. It is not that choice-based means you have the choice. You can choose the subjects. There are some issues connected with this, like how many subjects students want to say that I want to take animal husbandry, you don't have it. So what do you do? That means there will be some limitations, but students will have choice-based system that they can choose between the different options available. Learning outcome-based curriculum framework. The curriculum will be based on what I called yesterday, that was the outcome-based education. The curriculum will also be outcome-based. It will be based on OBE system. I just wanted to inform you that it is not only we in India, we are talking about outcome-based education. World over, people are shifting to, people are talking about outcome-based curriculum, where the outcome-based curriculum or outcome-based education, where the focus is on student learning. It is not on the what teacher teaches. Of course, teacher teaches, that will affect the student learning, but the focus is on the attainment of outcomes by the students. It also envisages setting up of facilitative norms for issues such as credit transfer, equivalence. Let's say credit transfer means, we will come to it in detail also. NEP says that if you have done some courses from a particular institution, let's say first year you have done from some institution. Now, one is the system is so flexible that after doing first year, you can go out, you can work. And when you feel you are comfortable, you can come back and join the program again. Not only the same institution, you can come back and join the program in the same institution, but also you can change the institution also. So there is a system called system of credit transfer. That means the credit you have earned, the subjects you have already taken, they will be considered for grant of degree by the new institutions also where you want to shift. That is called academic bank of credits. I'll come to it. Equivalence. Equivalence between the programs being offered by various universities, various institutions. Now we say, no, my institution is better, that university is bad, so I will not take students from that institution. It happens. But what has been done now, that there will be a system of credit transfer through ABC, where there are conditions whose students will be able to enjoy the benefit of academic bank of credits. There are systems that the institution should be accredited by minimum A grade in order to get registered or in order to get the students enrolled on ABC portal. Moving towards a criterion-based grading system that assesses students' achievements based on the learning goals. Yesterday also I talked about it. NEP 2020 says that the student education will be based on outcome-based system, outcome-based education. It is not only that we will make the curriculum which is outcome-based, it is the assessment also, which will be different than what we are doing. Yesterday I also talked that we will stop comparing the students, that he is 90%, he is 80%, and what we do is we start following normal distribution curve, which says that if our average is 70%, 75% marks in a particular subject, If there are 15 students getting more than 75%, there should be 15 students getting less than 75% also. That is what we call it as norm-based assessment. But here we have to move towards a criteria-based assessment, where we will have rubrics which will assess the learning level or attainment level of the particular criteria, where we will not compare the students. All the students may have excellent result. That's why you are probably grading on 1 to 5. 5 is the excellent system. All the students of the class may go to excellent system, excellent grade. Or on the other side, all the students may go to average state, average grading level. So if everybody is going to average grading level, then you have to come to continuous quality improvement system, which we were talking yesterday. Maybe there are some institutions which have developed to the extent they will be allowed to do that. In India, we have this system. There are some universities which are allowing the teachers to take all the decisions. But there are certain checks also. Because there are instances where the teachers started exploiting the system of by not teaching and setting the question very simple, and maybe they'll say we'll teach two chapters only, and we'll set the question paper from those two chapters only. And the students are students, they'll get very good feedback for those two teachers also. That type of check has to be there. How to learn? You can have in class learning, or you can have distance learning also. So online and digital education is there to bridge the gap in education through technology and digitization. NEP 2020 says that the education system will be inclusive and accessible. That means everybody will have access to the system. For that, they say we will have good institutions. In each district, we will have a good college. At the same time, they say we will promote education in the regional and local languages. Another thing which comes to my mind is NEP 2020 envisages there's something called GER, gross enrollment ratio. The gross enrollment ratio is, if let's say 100 students are passing out of the school system, how many are entering into the higher education system? In our case, in India, it is around 25%. That means if 100 students are passing out of the school system, only 25% are going, 25 are going into the higher education system. Rest of these persons, where do they go? Nobody is knowing. This GER in countries like USA, it is 90% plus. But in our case, also in India, also that we have state Kerala where we have 95-96% GER. So if the GER goes from 25% to 50%, what is that? Is the aim of the NEP 2020. NEP 2020 says that by 2030 we will take the GER to 50%. If that 50% target is achieved, 3 crore students will come into the college system. 3 crore more than what is going we are getting now. So if 3 crore more students come into the higher education system, we do not have the facilities to accommodate them. We do not have the facility to cater to their requirements of teaching learning. So what is the solution? Solution is that we will promote online and distance education, or ODL, what we call it as online and distance learning system. But we probably we at this stage we think that the distance education and online education is an inferior system because there is no face-to-face contact between the teacher and the taught. But then we see and this NEP 2020 says that everybody will not be allowed to offer online and digital education. There are conditions. One of the condition is that the institution or the university should have been accredited by NAC with minimum A plus grade. That means out of four, NAC accredits on a grade of 4. That means out of 4, they should get minimum 3.26 marks. That is called SGPA. CGPA. Under inclusion and access, enhance educational access to disadvantaged groups, including PW, Divyang students. That is one of the recommendations of the NEP. Emphasis on models of blended learning. It is not only blended learning. We want to emphasize on more on different modes of learning to create a better environment for learning by the students. Content creation. You see, if you want to coming to ODL, what the NEP says is that under ODL, the quality of the programs will be same as in-class programs. They will not be inferior. The universities will have to make arrangements if there are some practical lab contents to conduct lab classes. They have to come out. They have to create content also. There will be digital repositories. There will be a digital repository of the resources. That means we people will create content, and there will be repositories of the digital resources which will be accessible to the students. Technology integration in teaching, learning and assessment. NEP 2020 says that ICT will be used in both administration as well as in teaching, learning and assessment. We have to come up with new systems which will actually assess the students. There will be digital platforms for ongoing ICT-based educational institute to be optimized and expanded. Pilot studies, of course, will be conducted to see the effectiveness of the system. And there are platforms like Swayam, Diksha, maybe many more. We have Coursera and all, which are not Indian. But there is already a lot of content available. The programs are being offered on regular intervals. So, if the content is there, self-study material is there, there are online programs which will be aiming to develop the students at par with the face-to-face interaction. Then only we will be able to meet the requirements of the students. Then only we will be able to meet the requirement of the students at increased level with the GER of 50%. Okay. Any Indian higher education institution which is accredited by National Assess NAC or any other agency authorized on this behalf with a minimum score of, okay, it is A grade only, 3.01 to 4 on a 4-point scale at the time of application. They only will be allowed to offer open and distance learning board, and there are many institutions who are accredited in A grade. 3.01 and above is A grade actually, and 3.26 and above is A plus, and 3.50 onwards is A plus plus. top 100,000 of the Times Higher Education or QS World University ranking, that is the time of application. You know there is a ranking system. Many of you know only of NIRF or QS World University ranking. What it says is who will be allowed to do the offer the open and distance learning courses. Top 100, these universities which are in the top 1000 of the THE. This is called THE ranking system or QS World University ranking system at the time of application. They will be allowed to offer open and distance learning courses. You must be knowing that now UGC has started grading the universities like category 1, category 2, category 3. So those who are in the category 1 institution, university, they don't have to ask anybody. They don't have to go to UGC to ask them whether they can offer open and distance learning programs. They are allowed. Others have to take permission. Who are the this grade 1 institutions, level 1 institution? These are the institutions who have been granted NAC accreditation with a score of 3.51 onwards out of 4. Top 100 universities category of the national NIRF, those institutions which are coming in the top 100 ranks in the NIRF ranking. They are also allowed to offer open and distance learning programs. Any foreign higher institution on top 1000 of Times Higher Education or QS World University ranking at the time of application. Even we want to allow the now foreign universities also. They can set up campuses here. They can collaborate with any other any university in the Indian territory, subject to some conditions. Then just read at the bottom. Qualification awarded through conventional mode or open and distance learning mode or online mode by higher education institution recognized and titled by the Commission under these regulations shall be treated as equivalent. Very important. Now we are discriminating between the correspondence courses, online courses, distance learning courses, but here it says whether you are doing it in face-to-face or through open and distance learning, these degrees will be treated as equivalent. Then where to learn? What it says? You can have a choice. The students can choose. They will have the flexibility to the teacher even within the college or teacher in the system that okay, this subject I want to study from such and such teacher who is in the particular college. They can consider their choice. It is up to them. It's flexible to them that they can have a college or institution they can choose in which college they want. Of course, there will be restrictions as we have now that there are not so many seats and that seats part is also going to be taken care by NEP, which I'll come to at a later stage. Place where you want to you want to study from home, you want to study in Chandigarh, you want to study in Delhi, right? And it says that within the academic year as well, within the academic year you may be allowed to shift. But it is going to create many administrative issues, how to take care of the total details. Which pays to learn? One is how many credits you want to take. How many credits means it will come from the subjects only. How many subjects you want to take at a time. Fast learners can take more courses. They can complete the degree in lesser time also, but there is a limit. Slow learners can drop some of the courses in a semester and concentrate on few courses, but then there will be limit on the time in which you have to complete your study. Like in present time, what we have is, if the course duration is 4 years, a student has to can complete the degree. If the program duration is 4 years, the students can complete the degree in maximum 8 years. Multiple entry, multiple exit system. When to learn, we will have diploma, bachelor's degree in an undergraduate program with multiple entry and exit options. Let's say somebody has taken admission in a 3 years program, degree program. One is, it says, another thing is, it says all the degrees will be of 3 years, and some of the students can continue for 4th year, where they will get degree with honors. So let's say somebody has taken admission in a degree, and after 1 year, he or she feels that he is not able to continue. So after 1 year, the student can opt to go out of the system. He or she can start working outside, and the student will be given a certificate, let's say UG certificate. The only, now, what is the implication of curriculum development in this? Curriculum development, developers have to think that if a student goes out after the program, after 1 year of study, what skill he will have to show, or what skill he would have developed in himself. If the students will go out only, or should go out only, if he can get some job after 1 year. Maybe somebody is not able to afford his fee for continuing the education. He or she wants to go and work outside. He or she, the student, after quitting after 1 year, will be able to get a job. He will be able to get some employment only after he or she has some skills which he can show. Let's say I talk of computer science degree in our engineering setup, because we are all from engineering colleges. Now, if now just see what we are doing in first year. We are just teaching them the sciences. We call them applied sciences, but they are not even applied sciences. They are general, pure sciences subjects we are teaching. Now, if the student leaves after 1 year, let's say degree in UG program in mechanical engineering, let us say. Now, what skill he has? He doesn't have any skill outside. He will not find any employment avenues outside, because the curriculum is such that you are just devoting 1 year to study of the basic sciences with some additional subjects. What is the responsibility of the curriculum developers in there? The curriculum developers will have to ensure that they have to rewrite the curriculum. Why? We have to ensure that the student will have some skill when he completes 1 year and decides to go out of the system permanently, or he may be intending or to come back also. So what I talk, I said, okay, we will change our workshop practice. Instead of the student going to 14 labs, we will restrict him to 2 labs. Maybe when the student goes out, he becomes a good welder, or he becomes a good drafting capability person. He can use maybe AutoCAD so that he can work. Similarly, I say, if somebody from computer science is going out, maybe the student has been given enough inputs, enough hands-on also, that he or she can work on a computer system, maybe a data entry system, data entry operator, or maybe a word processor. So it will come on the curriculum developers to see the curriculum differently, to integrate the different aspects, keeping in all this in view. So the student, if he or she goes out after 1 year of study, he or she will be allowed and he can re-enter. He can re-enter in the second year in your institution or in some other institution, because whatever subjects he or she has completed, they will be available on the academic bank of credits. Okay, the student comes, joins in first year, he doesn't go out, or the student has completed 1 year and after a gap of another 1 year, 2 years, whatever he decide, he can join second year. And if the student leaves after completing 2 years of study, the student will get a diploma. Similarly, he can come back in third year, or he can continue, he joins in first year or second year, and he can continue in to the third year. So he will get a degree after bachelor's degree after 3 years. Even he can continue up to fourth year, where it will be basically research oriented program. So they will get a degree with honors. Academic bank of credit, a digital storage of credit earned to help resume education by utilizing credits for further education. That means you have gone out after second year, let's say you have completed some credits. Those credits will be reflected in your credit academic bank of credit. Academic bank of credit is like a bank account, your bank account. The only difference is you can have any number of bank accounts, whereas in ABC you can have only one academic bank of credit account, where all your credits from wherever you are earning, they will go into that, and you can take benefit of those credits in getting a degree. Academic mobility of the students, horizontal movement, that means within the system, that is called intra-system, interdisciplinary from one discipline to another discipline, as well as multidisciplinary choices. You can have a combination of subjects. Entry and exit, you can enter the students has entered, but exit and re-enter he can do in the same college, or he can go to another college, or he can change the stream also within the same system. Similarly, vertical movement, you see horizontal is at the same level, but vertical is when you are going to the higher level. You can shift to a different institution, or you can go to a different stream also. But of course, as I said earlier, it is again on the curriculum developers how much flexibility you can give, because it will need corresponding resources also. It is a very good topic for the curriculum developers to work on. Let's say somebody, you can take a few courses. Let's say you take a diploma in civil engineering. He or she, the students want to go to computer science from civil engineering. Now, how do you analyze the curriculum? What new courses the student will have to take? The civil engineering student has already done first year. What you feel is, if somebody wants to go to in second year to computer science, how much more you want him to teach so that it is at par with the students who have done first year in computer science only. What extra credits he has to do, and what are the credits for which you can give the exemption because he or she has already done in the diploma in civil engineering. So that makes a good topic for research also, for working also, because it has to come from the curriculum developers. What type of bridge courses? Let's say the mathematics which civil engineering diploma has studies is different from the mathematics which computer science diploma will students will learn. So what is the bridging mechanism so that the mathematics done by civil engineers plus bridge course that brings him equivalent to the mathematics done by the computer science student. Now this is ABC policy. Let me stop here for 2-3 minutes so that we can have some questions. Any questions, please?
So, this is the
Raj, please.
if any student of studied 2 years for different stream and 2 years different stream, so what will be his degree? Like two years he has studied BTech in civil engineering, then 2 years he has studied for computer science engineering. So what will be his complete degree?
There will be no degree like this.
No, sir. No?
Dr. Devraj, because there are requirements of, let's say you are from computer science.
Yes, sir.
There are requirements for completing certain credits, minimum credits. Let's say out of you have 4 years program, 160 credits you have to do.
Yes, sir.
In under 160 credits, you say 60% will be from computer science,
Okay, sir.
right? Then another 20% from the allied to computer science.
Okay,
Another
sir.
10% from open electives.
Okay, sir.
So if the civil engineering subjects come under open electives or electives, that can be counted for degree in computer science. But that 60%, 65% of the computer science project he has to do.
Okay, sir.
Only then he'll get. So there will be no khichdi degree.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. Because
Thank you.
the requirements for the degree are already decided.
Yes, yes.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Gurpinder Singh.
Uh, Sir, regarding if we go by the recent reports available, there is a lot of talk about the students who are graduating and they are not having a good knowledge for employability. So,
Yeah.
what will happen to the students if they take up the first year or a second year or a third year exit with a diploma or a certificate course? Uh, aren't we making them a little lesser as far as the career pathway is concerned? Because they will be somewhere left in between.
I agree. You see, it may not happen at all that people will leave after 1 year, okay, or second year. But it is an exceptional case. But then we have to make changes as curriculum developers. That we restructure the curriculum of first year, so that when the student goes out of first year, after first year, he or she will have some employable skills.
But so the employability market which is there in India, they always ask for a specific degree.
No, there are ITIs also, isn't it? There are diploma employers also.
But
So
the
they
chances for
will
employment for all those are very limited.
you see, even the number of students who will go out will be very limited, and it will be under very special circumstances, compelling circumstances. Somebody will leave the education, but if somebody
Mhm.
wants to leave, as I said, if we can make a good inspector in mechanical engineering, I can make that he can take measurements very good. Maybe he'll get a job like that. And if he is settled there or he is not able to do some circumstances, he is not able to continue studies, he will get some. It is like giving a vocational subject.
But with the current scenario of the availability of equipped faculty member and a curriculum and all the lab requirement, this seems to be a distance task.
It will be selectively you can start doing it. I agree. There are issues with this. There are issues with this, but we have to change the curriculum, because if we go with the current curriculum, as far as engineering students are there, they are not taught any skills in the first year at all. They cannot be allowed to go out, or we cannot expect them to have some job.
Hmm. Right.
Yeah. Bhavna Sachdeva, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Very good morning, sir. I will add on to this point that faculty is a face of student as well as the institution. But on that case, for this multidisciplinary task, faculty will be, uh, for example, somebody has done electronics and communication engineering, or somebody has done computer science and engineering, but they are having the other skills also. So there should be the multidisciplinary task for the faculties as well as, and this will be the more important. What are the uh, roles and responsibilities, or what are the courses that we are going to offer uh, for faculties? That would be important, sir. Is this available also?
Dr. Bhavna, you are from which institution?
I'm from, sir, GNIOT, Greater Noida Institute of Technology.
For multidisciplinary programs, as I said, the institutions have to become multidisciplinary institutions or universities. And one of
Yes,
the
sir.
things envisaged in NEP is that there will be no affiliated colleges. The system of affiliation will stop. All colleges will be degree awarding colleges, right? So
Yes, sir.
once you are a multidisciplinary campus, there is
Okay.
no question of not having expertise, because you are have a multiple disciplines you are offering, and the faculty will be there. And of course,
Different courses for faculty should also be there. That is my question. That the faculties that who are belong or wanted to upgrade their skills for industry 4.0 and other things. That is my point. That it should be some more practicality.
Professor Bhavna, I fully agree with you. This faculty training is a big concern in NEP 2020. That faculty has to be trained. Faculty has to be trained in their own domain area. They have to be trained in teaching learning process. They have to be trained in curriculum, if not development, in implementation. And we let's say we are engineers, so we can probably very well adapt to basic sciences subjects also. Let's say in mechanical engineering, I feel that I should have learned more chemistry actually if I want to work in materials.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Nowadays, the psychology of student, the sustainability development, we are talking about these things, but actually students are not more into the development of their skills. They are fully dependent upon the social media and the other thing. The focus is so psychology is also important in engineering also. That
human
is the
psychology
main
is
requirement.
going to,
Yeah.
yeah. So we have been working like machines. Now we have to work like human beings actually. So faculty training is very important, and unless you see, if you have gone through the POs, which I talked about yesterday, program outcomes. The program outcomes for engineering, at out of the 12 POs, five of them talk about complex engineering problems.
Yes, sir.
Unless the faculty knows what a complex engineering problem is, they cannot. I think they cannot teach the students what they want. So it is very important that we train faculty in the new concepts. Like you see, we are talking about 21st century's skills. But
So,
first,
so yes, we have stepped on into that we have included psychology in second year students, so that their mental health should also be important. Yoga classes in our curriculum to make them more healthier, to design or to uh, develop their skills as well as they want. If they have interest in some other curricular, they can improve.
I will
So
give you.
important is their mental health is more important
It is very
comparatively. So
important. It is very important. We have been neglecting all these areas actually earlier. I'll give you another idea because we have started discussing this. For all of you who are interested, uh, there are a lot of mathematical concepts in engineering subjects. But what we do is we teach engineering mathematics in the first semester or the third semester. What my strong feeling is, this is my feeling only, not compulsory that you will also agree to it, that we should have one or two lectures on mathematics where the concepts will be used. Let's say I want to teach, uh, I'm from mechanical, so let's say I want to teach engineering materials, or I want to teach strength of material. I should teach the concerned mathematical concepts before I start using them in the subject. That will make it easier. That is my thinking. I don't know whether you will agree with that.
yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time. Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Please introduce
Uh,
yourself.
yeah, my name is Dr. Pramod, and I am from IMS Engineering College.
Okay, okay.
I
Any,
want to ask,
yeah.
yeah, I want to ask one thing that you have mentioned several things in NEP 2020, that a student has the liberty to choose what to learn, how to learn, where to learn, and he can decide the pace of learning. I have a question that suppose a student is pursuing BTech, so a fast learner is there. So how what is the minimum time? Is it 4 year or it can complete in less than 4 year?
It will actually, the general guidelines, maybe he can take maximum 6 months faster. That is all. That is what I have
Six
studied.
months faster.
Yeah. But it can depend on the university also, because there's so much of record keeping required, and maybe the sources also required.
Yes. Suppose that a student is capable to earn the credits required in less than in 3 year or 2.5 year. Is it completed or not?
Okay. It may not be allowed that fast. Maybe you can give a relaxation of one semester to him or her.
Okay. And what is the maximum duration for slow
Maximum, the
learners?
guideline is actually, as of now, it is double the duration of the degree.
8 years. Okay.
That is there. But this ABC, Academic Bank of Credits, it says that if you have earned some credits, it will remain valid only for 7 years. After 7 years, it will automatically extinguish.
One more thing I want to ask.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
please.
sup- Suppose that a student has completed 2 years of degree of BTech, 2 years of diploma in civil or mechanical engineering.
Yes.
Then he has started some job. After 2 or 3 years, he want to complete its degree, but he want to complete degree in computer science. Is it possible to do degree in computer science then?
Professor, this is theoretically everything is possible, but the practical is that he has to almost do it again. That means he will not get the benefit of 2 years as a whole. He may get a benefit of 1 year, whatever he
That is
has already covered in the
okay.
first year. Because other subjects on the second year in the computer science, he or she has not covered.
Yes, sir. Yes.
The only thing is some of
Thank
the
you.
subjects he or she can be exempted. So there is a ABC policy which is already available, so I will not go into it. The only thing is, first slide I will read, to allow students to tailor HI degrees to make specific. Anyway, ABC in nutshell is that whatever credits the student has earned or whatever subjects he has completed, they will be available in the Academic Bank of Credits account. This will be under actually DigiLocker account. It is part of the. It will be accessible in ABC, and the university will, the student will open the account, university will deposit the credits, and any other university can give credit, take those credits for giving a degree or diploma, whatever it is. So it works like this. It is in the center is ABC. Credits are deposited by institution A. Institution B as well as institution A can redeem the credits. So basically, because I cannot, I will not have time. One thing is very clear, that to be a member of ABC, to register the institution, college or university, they should have minimum A grade uh, awarded by NAC. And ABC is not a degree awarding system. It is only like a bank. It is not just keeping safe custody of your credits, and universities can add and uh, uh, give credit of the subjects taken by them, by the students. Students can neither can add credits, now they can withdraw, retrieve. Universities can add and retrieve credits. So this is the system. Every student will open an account in the academic bank of credits, which will provide him or her with a unique ID and will allow access to the standard operating procedures. Credits earned by students in the approved HEI shall be accumulated in the academic bank of credits. The validity of credits earned will be maximum period of 7 years as of now. After 7 years, these credits will not be available. Idea is where the student registers, he will have to take minimum almost 50% credits from that institution. Rest of this 50% he or she can take from other institution. Okay, we will not go for this. This we have discussed. This is somebody can enter in first year, can take a exit. He can, or he can go to second year. There is a second year entry also. Those who have taken exit after first year. Then third year, similar position. Then 4 years, there will be a research degree or honors degree. Okay, this is credit system. This is what I call it as National Credit Framework System. This is something like that. That means we will have basic courses, we have professional technical courses, we have professional electives, and we have open electives. This is the suggested structure. This I want to cover with you, that it is proposed that this country will have a Higher Education Commission of India, and rest of the commissions like AICTE, UGC, Pharmacy Council, Architecture Council, all these will be merged into it. They will not be there. So there will be Higher Education Commission of India, which will have 4 pillars. One is National Higher Education Regulatory Council, NHERC. Second is National Accreditation Council, NAC. Higher Education Grants Council, HEGC. Higher Education General Education Council. So under HECI, this will be National Higher Education Regulatory Council, which will function as the common single point regulator. Now UGC is a regulator, AICT is a regulator, PCI is a regulator. In place of all these, we will have a single regulator, which we will call it as NHERC. Then we will have National Accreditation Council. This NAC and NBA, they will be merged into it, and they will form a bigger council that is called NAC, NAC. It will be responsible for accreditation function. Higher Education Grants Commission, it will look into the grants to the organization. Now, like UGC is a regulatory as well as financial grant giving body. So now what will happen? They will be bifurcated. Regulatory is different, grants giving body is, council is different. Similarly, there is a General Education Council. As I said, the General Education Council will make the program outcomes and guidelines for all the programs. And what NEP 2020 says is that we will not bother what programs you offer, how many faculty members you have, what is the curriculum of the program. what they will think is, see is how your students will attain the program outcomes. That means the outcome is the important thing. Another important thing is that if you want to ask for any grant from Government of India, now because the system is common for private and government organizations, everybody has to follow the same rule. There will be no preference to the government organization, but accreditation will be the criteria. Unless you are accredited, you will not be entertained for any grant. So at the same time, you will have to make an institutional development plan. So whenever you have to go to this for financial assistance, either there will be there is one body which has been already made, that is called National Research Fund. If you want to go for even for research funding, you have to submit two documents. One is institutional development plan. Second is the accreditation certificate. So what you have to do is, what I want to tell you is, please start preparing for accreditation. Now at this time we have NAC and NBA, and at the same time see how IDP is to develop. So keeping in view the time, I think I will give another 2 minutes we can have. You can note down this phone number which I have given you. If you have any queries, please, you are welcome. I'll be able to respond to them.
Good morning, sir. I'm from BSNA College of Engineering Technology, Tamil Nadu, sir.
Okay.
As you have said, engineering students, they'll be studying about the basic sciences in the first year, and when they switch over to the second year, they'll be entering into the core subject. Supposing if a civil student is opting for a multidisciplinary way of learning, and he is opting for acquiring a knowledge about the computer science engineering also, for example. So will he be having the maturity to choose what type of binding between the courses would be will be helpful for him?
Okay, madam. Thanks for the question. You see,
Or else, sir, if what is a way that we could frame the syllabus so that it will be helpful in both ways for him or her?
good question you have. One is the syllabus is already there for, let's say, civil engineering. There is a syllabus for computer science. There is a syllabus, and
Yes, sir.
maybe we have to come up with some bridge courses,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
This is one way. We have to analyze. Now we need experienced teachers for this who do all this work.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
you come out with a bridge course, so
Yes,
that
sir.
is that civil engineering student can come at par with the computer science people in a particular subject. I'm not talking in all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now second is, now UGC allows minor degrees.
Yes, yes, yes.
You can allow a minor degree along with the major degree to the civil engineering. He can get a major degree in civil engineering and minor degree in computer science.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So effort, of course, the student will have to make.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, madam.